Hello, it's Keith from Kinvert, and in this video we're going to be going over how to find the distance between 2 points on a rectangular coordinate system or a Cartesian coordinate system. And in this case we have 2 points, point 1 here in blue and point 2 here in orange. And you can see that point 1 is at -6, -5, and point 2 is at 6 for the x value and 4 for the y value. And what we want to do is find the distance between these 2 points. And this is the formula for that. This is the distance formula. You're taking the square root of x2 minus x1, squaring that, and you're also adding y2 minus y1 and squaring that. It's really similar to the Pythagorean Theorem, actually. And basically what we're doing is turning this into a right triangle by subtracting away x2 minus x1. You're basically given this length a. And by subtracting y1 from y2, right, so let's look at this. y1 is -5 and y2 is 4. So if you take 4 minus -5, this length here for b is effectively 9. And we should be able to count that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So these are 9 apart, at least in the y direction. All right, so let's actually start plugging in this formula here. So the distance, we're just going to call it d, even though it's the length of c here effectively when you're talking about the Pythagorean Theorem. But the distance is, and we're going to take the square root of x2 is 6. 6 minus x1, that is a -6. That squared plus y2 is 4 minus y1 is -5. And we square this, and now what we're going to do is rewrite this a little bit. So it's going to be d equals the square root of 6 plus 6, right? Because when you are subtracting a negative, it becomes positive. So 6 plus 6 squared, and then we're adding 4 plus 5. We're squaring that. We're taking the square root of all of this. So now what we want to do is actually do the math on these. So we're going to do d equals 12 squared plus 9 squared. And we're taking the square root of all of that. And so now we can start to evaluate this. D equals the square root of 144 plus 81. And this comes out to d equals the square root of 144 plus 81 is 225. Now, I don't know that off the top of my head. Let's see if we can come up with a guess. I'm going to go, it's not 10, it's bigger than 10. And then 20 squared is too big, that's 400. So what about 15 squared? 15 squared. And so if we were to take the square root of 225, so d equals 15. So the length of this from here to here, the distance between the 2 points, is 15. And we did this by plugging in the values into the distance formula. And this is essentially the same thing as doing the Pythagorean Theorem, right? So c is the length of this line, which is the distance between the points, is the square root of a squared plus b squared. A is the difference in x, which is just x2 minus x1. And b is this length here, where it is the difference in y between the 2 points, which is y2 minus y1. So we solved for the distance between 2 points. This is Keith from Kinvert, and I hope you guys found this helpful. Thanks a lot. Bye.